Gamer, aka your partner's favorite day of the week. I am joined by Allison.
Ooh, no, that's tough.
I thought this was going to be easy for you.
I mean, because basically my dad and I have a running joke about hump day because of a Geico commercial of all things. And
it's working.
Now I know, it's like,
bleep that. They're not paying.
Yeah, I know. Well, they don't air that during Jeopardy anymore, so it's okay. We still. But anyways, it's not my favorite. I don't know. The feeling of being done with a day of work on Friday is real good. Then you have David Lynch's videos. If anybody hasn't watched David Lynch's YouTube channel,
it is Friday once again.
I love that. It's like free. Free serotonin just given to me is David Lynch going, if you can't believe it, it's a Friday once again. And I'm like, thank you, David Lynch. I needed this.
I always saw those videos come up and I assumed it was like the Craig weekend, like it's the weekend, everyone. Woo!
Ladies
like
and gentlemen, the weekend.
That I thought it was like that, where it was just the same clip every time. I didn't realize he does a new one every week.
No, he does a weather report video every single day, and he's been doing this since like early in the pandemic. And he does a video every single day where he talks about the weather, very specifically where he's living in LA, and then like talks about stuff, what he's doing. And then Friday he has if you can believe it, it's a Friday once again. And then he does this thing. He also has a video every day where he does like a random number. He picks like a number out of a jar and he's like, this is the number. David Lynch's YouTube channel is weird, and it brings me so much joy.
Hell yeah. And speaking out of turn, Alex.
Hey, whoops. I don't know what my favorite day of the week is, but I know my least favorite is Tuesday.
Why?
Because you ain't got nothing to look forward to on a Tuesday. Other than
it's not a hump day, so completely celibate.
Yeah, yep. It abstains from anything fun, because Monday you at least have like some like remaining weekend in you, so you kind of you got that excuse to recover. Wednesday you're like, oh, I'm halfway through the week, let's keep powering through. Thursday's like, oh, tomorrow's Friday, that means we're almost at the weekend. Then Friday is basically the weekend. And then the weekend is just great because you know, we get to do this podcast and we get to relax and just watch dumb YouTube videos all day. But what's Tuesday got going for it? It's not halfway through the week. It's not like you don't have the remaining weekend affecting you. Like, it's just a day. It's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also I feel like the day where you wake up and you're like, okay, things are going pretty good. And then you realize it's Tuesday. And you're like, wait, it's only Tuesday. Oh, shit. Okay. I should not feel this tired for Tuesday, but I do.
Personally, I'm in a spot where Friday is probably my least favorite day of work just because of what I have to do. But, you know, like I can respect those opinions. I can
Friday's my most chill day of work. I played Switch games for a lot of yesterday during workday because there's just nothing going on. So I'm just sitting here going like, okay, because I take calls. So if there's no call, there's nothing I can do. So I'm just like, all right.
And you get to work from home right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. So unless somebody from work listens to this podcast, you don't know that in between calls, I was
hard at all times.
Playing Atelier Ryza during my workday.
I was thinking about, okay, I guess this gets us into games, but
sure.
How is the Switch version of that? Because
it's great.
I've definitely heard that it has frame rate issues on the PS5 occasionally.
Really?
On the PS5?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't had any issues. I think it's pretty well optimized. I don't know. I think the Switch is a really good platform for those games. So the reason I played that, which I guess we are getting into games, is because there's a big Atelier game sale, and hoo boy, I am spending too much money on video games.
Oh, I was
But-
thinking,
How many-
I was thinking of Tales of Arise, not Rise Up. That's
Oh,
why.
sure.
There we go.
Yeah, because the Atelier series is really good, but it's not necessarily like graphically. It looks pretty, but it's not necessarily like the same level of graphics. Tales of Arise on Switch would run like garbage, like hot
Yeah.
garbage.
Do
That's
from a
what I was
butt.
thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be like genuinely awful. But the Rise of runs great on Switch.
Great.
And I have spent too much money on Atelier games, and I'm gonna probably spend more. So
And I'd do it again.
well, they never put those games on sale, and then now they're like, oh, here's the game's on sale, and I'm like, fuck, okay,
Yeah, some of them were like 60% off. It's like,
yeah. The trilogy sets are like they normally go for about 90, and now they're going for like 67. So
How many Atelier games are there?
a lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
okay,
Absolute
yeah.
shenanigans.
And that's one of those things where, like, realistically, they shouldn't be selling these games for as much as they are, but they are.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like, well, if you want to play this series, you kind of have to deal with their pricing bullshit. And I like that series is the thing. So
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Well, how about we
39.
go on to games? 39.
Including side games. 22 not
Yeah,
including
right.
side games.
Well, this
Yeah,
is the
and
second
there's-
time we've had this conversation.
It is. It is. We've had this conversation before.
And a lot of them aren't in the US, and a lot of them are like very old. So they're, like the first several games were never brought to the US, and there are side games that weren't brought to the US and everything. So
Well, maybe someday, maybe Nintendo or someone will be like, you know what? Here they are. Xbox and be like, and they're all on Game Pass, the entire Atelier series.
Oh my god.
the Wonder Swan version is the only one that goes on Game Pass, is the one that's on Wonder Swan.
Yeah, it's never before seen in America. I don't know, but they sold the Wonder Swan in America, I guess. I don't know.
No, they did not,
No, they didn't.
Okay, well then there you go.
because I've considered buying Wonder Swan. Yeah, so yeah.
There's got to be.
If you're we talked
way.
about her last week, but if you are interested, Kelsey Lewin is very into the Wonder Swan, and
Yep.
she's kind of convinced me on it being very cool, and I'm like, oh, I kind of want one. So
Well, going from Atelier Ryza to Tales of Arise, Tales of Arise.
yeah, I don't know if I have much more to say, but it's a good game, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
how much further are you in it? Like, have you assembled your team of 6? I think that's what it is. 6 people.
Not yet. No,
Okay.
not yet. I still only have 4, but it does take a while. I think I'm close to getting another person.
Okay.
I'm in the next area, but it's so pretty is the thing. It is a really beautiful game. And I haven't really noticed any sort of frame rate issues. Maybe I will later. I think I've gotten to the same part that you're having that you saw the frame rate issues for. So I don't know, but it's a really beautiful game, and I'm still enjoying it.
I'll ask a broad question that is not a spoiler. Are you in some form of large city?
I am in a city, yeah.
Okay, so you might be getting there, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm in it's just a good ass looking game, and it's interesting because I think the game looks good at the start, but it kind of buries the lead a little bit, where it's this fiery desert and then this snowy area, and then it goes out into this big grassy kind of fields and everything, and there's these big mountains that look really weird and interesting, and you're like, this is really gorgeous, and it's a lot more visually stunning, like it's something that is obviously very stunning. So it's just kind of like, it's interesting that you put this like several hours into the game. I don't know, but it's very fun when it pops up and you're just like running around this area going, man, this is a pretty game. So it's
yeah, that's kind of what my friend was saying. Like, she was probably 5 or 6 hours in, 4 or 5. I don't know exactly how many. And she's like, I don't know if I'm feeling this game. Like, she's the kind of person who's played all of the Tales games and has had mixed feelings on all of the Tales games, and was like, man, I don't know if this one's doing it. It seems like another bad Tales. But then she got past some part. I don't know exactly which one. She's like, okay, this is actually really great.
I think that happened to Sam too, and I liked it from the start. But at the same time, I don't know. It does take a while to really open up, and once it does, it's a lot more stunning and impressive.
Yeah, it seems good.
Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. I'm gonna go play some more after we podcast. So love that Tales.
Are you getting every owl that you?
I'm trying my best.
Owly has. Do you sense a friend or whatever they say? I forget.
Yeah, his name is Hoodle. Excuse you.
Hoodle. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, I am, because you get some good cosmetics, and you can go to the owl area and hang out with the king and queen owl, and they give you items. It's great. It's like, of course I am getting as many of those as I can. But there are times I did literally yell at my TV yesterday, where is that fucking owl? Because I could not find it. And I think it made me wonder, like, what would neighbors think if they were walking past my door and they heard me shout, like, I'm going to get that fucking owl. Like, I don't know.
Call animal control.
Exactly. No, you probably want to get a pest control company for that. Anyway.
My coworker had so many raccoons in his attic. Like,
oh God.
Well, actually, he's like one of the heads of the company, but we were on a call, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, by the way, I've got like a shit ton of raccoons in my attic. Like, apparently, like they had when there was all the flooding in New York a few weeks ago, because he's in New York State but not New York City, and he had a leaky roof, so he had someone come in to look at his roof and looked in the attic, and they're like, did you know you have like 1 billion raccoons up there? And he's like, no, I didn't know that.
Oh,
and
God.
And then they had like animal control, not pest control, come in and be like, that's the most raccoons I've ever seen in one place.
Yeah.
So
there was a tweet thread I saw of someone who had a similar thing. Like, I think they had an electrician over and in their attic, and he came. I was like, "You got a raccoon up there," and he's just surrounded by crab legs.
Oh God!
And they're like, "Excuse me." And so they like went up and okay, yeah, I guess there is a thing up there. And they spent like, a long time trying to get like, okay, who can come today and get this raccoon and these crab legs out of our attic? Turns out it wasn't a raccoon. It was a possum. They weren't crab legs. It was like some sort of flower that like had a bunch of like things that looked like crab legs, but that like delivered like, yeah, there's like a raccoon up there surrounded by crab legs. I'm not really sure.
I'm just thinking of all the logistics of like, so did a crab get out there, or did the raccoon steal some crab legs from somebody?
It's just a raccoon living in opulence.
Exactly. It's like, oh man,
you got a stew going.
That raccoon is living his best life, and like, can you really get him out of that attic? No.
Yeah.
That's why
are adorable.
Oh yeah. That's why the idea of having a house, like, it gives me anxiety, because like I feel like that keeps happening, because I don't know. I couldn't handle that emotionally, going somewhere and being like, there are a fuck ton of raccoons in my house apparently now.
Well, don't you worry, Allison. We're millennials. We're never gonna have houses.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zillow.
That Zillow story's so bad.
I know. I'm like, Zillow, I looked at stuff on you even though I couldn't afford it. Why? Am I part of the problem?
Yep. Everyone who's ever done anything is part of the problem.
Yeah.
There was. Speaking of possums, there was a TikTok. There was a TikTok of this guy going around. He was just picking up possums and kissing them.
Oh,
And then like putting them down, and he was just like, someone was like, just like wild possums. He's just like picking them up, and at one point he had like 3 like in his hands, like on his shoulders, like mwah, mwah, mwah.
that seems really unwise.
Yeah. I was like, what is this man doing?
You're gonna get checked for rabies, or like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, like there was a video of someone hugging a seal, like a wild seal, and I was like, that's really unwise also. Those things have extremely sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, don't mess with wildlife, and also raccoons in the attic is just normal apparently, or possums.
Yeah.
Tales of Arise.
Excuse me, he did not just kiss an opossum. Okay.
Yep. It happened, yeah. We'll put that in the show notes.
Sure, give me a link. It'll be in the show notes.
It's in the chat. I see. Speaking of opossums, you read some manga, watched some anime. I can only assume you watched some possum.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I don't know if I need to really talk about it as much, but I just been there. I didn't really play very many games because I've just been watching a lot of anime and reading a lot of manga, like the week I am.
Allison, is this where we can finally talk about Odd Taxi?
Let's do that. Oh my god. Is there a possum in Odd Taxi?
Not a main character, but I'm sure there is
possum.
One.
I'm googling this. I'm not seeing that. But
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but like
no, there isn't. But Odd Taxi is so good. Oh my god. It is like genius. You were hyping it up, and I was hearing other people hype it up. And sometimes when people hype things up, it they can hype it up a little too much. Like the other thing that I finished this week was reading Chainsaw Man, which I liked, but I don't know if I think like it was quite hit the hype that I'd been hearing about it for a while. I thought it was really interesting and the art was really great, but I don't know if I quite connected it with it. But Odd Taxi lives up to the hype, and it's just so good. Yeah,
it's just a really intricate and well executed mystery.
Yeah, but then also like all the characters, like everything pays off in like a beautiful way. Even there's things like early on that you think, oh, that's kind of a funny joke, and then it pays off, and you're just like, what?
It's basically an anime with like 1,000 Chekhov's guns, and they all get fired.
And they all get fired in beautiful fashion, and then it's also just beautifully animated, and it's just phenomenal. And this is why, even if you're not necessarily an anime person, you should kind of keep an eye on the anime world, because it's something I would recommend to pretty much anybody.
Yeah, there's no real caveats. It doesn't have the anime weirdness of like being overly like horny at all. Like it doesn't have that at all.
Because I finished the season 2 of Ms. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which is like, oh my god, I could not recommend that to anybody because there's too much anime bullshit in there, but I love it. But Odd Taxi doesn't have any of that. It's just really good mystery series, and all the characters work out. Oh my god, that is beautiful. There's a Blu-ray set, and it's very expensive, but
I've considered it also. It's like $250, but
it is for an anime that's 13 episodes long. So. But
excuse you, that is an intense price.
It is, but it's very small. Like it's a tiny production. Like they're not.
Yeah,
doing
I think that they weren't planning on releasing it, but they got enough interest, and they're like, okay, well, we'll sell it if we can get enough sales, and they sure did. So it's very much like on the more niche side of anime, even though I feel like anybody who's watched it won't be able to shut up how good Odd Taxi is.
Apparently, the Odd Taxi Blu-ray is only the order period is until 30th of September. So
Oh God. And they're selling.
That's how they get you. They make you like, oh God, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah, and also they have all these extras that they're adding to that. Like there's a very important to the both plot and everything in the series. There's an eraser.
Yep.
That's very, very important to Odd Taxi. And they're selling one of those with it. And I'm like, ooh, do I buy this set for
an
a
eraser?
single eraser? And I'm like, that would be dumb, but I've done dumber things.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah. Anyways, I love that. I love that show. It's just like,
Allison
it's genius.
Messaged me as she was getting to the final episodes, and when I just got like so many messages from Allison saying, "What the fuck?"
or I think it's like, wait, are they doing? Yes, they are doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a couple of scenes that are just like visually gorgeous.
Such as the one with the falling, we'll say.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's amazing.
That is just like a phenomenal sequence, like one of the best animated sequences ever. That's so good.
Man, should watch Odd Taxi again. Anyways.
I know, me too. Anyways, watch Odd Taxi, please.
Yeah, watch Odd Taxi. I've been saying it for months. Those exact words.
I'll try, but since I live in Japan, it's impossible to watch anime.
It's true. Thanks, Crunchyroll. And
Stupid.
worldwide licensing.
Yeah. It's fucking just. The licensing is the stupidest shit.
Are you judging it? Like, or have you lost your judgment on it? Like, have you found it?
Oh God.
You know.
I when I moved to Japan, I lost my judgment ability to judge things that were made in Japan, because if you want to watch them with English, you can't do it. Actually, you can watch certain anime like Jujutsu Kaisen on Netflix with English subtitles. That's handy. But right now, I'm playing Lost Judgment from the Ryuga Gotoku studio, aka the Yakuza studio. They put out Judgment, I don't know, like 3 years ago, the first game, and now this game just came out like a year after Like a Dragon, less than a year after Like a Dragon. And this game is, instead of following in the Yakuza footsteps, it is still a brawler like Yakuza 0 through 6 and all the games in between. But you are not a Yakuza member. You are on the other side of the law in this case. You are playing Yagami Takuya. No, that's the real. Taki is the real guy's name. No, it's what is it? Because the real guy is Takuya Kimura, I believe. Yeah, Takuya Kimura. But I don't remember what his name is in the game. It's something Yagami.
It says Yagami.
Yeah, Yagami.
Here,
but they call him Talk in, like, his friends call him Talk in
weird.
The game. But yeah, so you're playing a disgraced lawyer. I think he got his good name back by the end of the first game. I didn't play the first game. I just kind of skipped over it. I heard like some good things, but I never people didn't talk about it the same way they talked about like the Yakuza games, especially the more recent Yakuza games when they
except for Sam.
Yeah, but Sam hasn't played those other Yakuza games. Like
That's true.
We were talking today about how he has just failed to play the Yakuza games in any meaningful way and has not enjoyed his time playing them because he gets too in his own head about the correct order to play. Yeah, correct order to experience it in. The correct order to experience any story is in whatever order you feel like.
That's how I experienced the last Star Wars movie. I never saw any of the new trilogy, but I went straight into the third one.
You just don't get to complain that the story doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And I went to it. I went to it with someone who had never seen a single Star Wars movie ever. It was her first movie of the series.
Fuck. Like, way to get somebody like to hate Star
Yeah.
Wars to just watch that.
Yes.
So I guess that's how Sam has approached the
Hey,
Yakuza series.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's
Except all the Yakuza games are good.
like I've
True.
definitely had that thought of like, should I which order do I do what, but I think it's easy to get kind of caught up in that when
Yeah.
Well,
and if that stops you from actually playing them, like,
yeah.
man,
Yeah.
I really need to. I do want to play like every Yakuza game, so that is my. So I do need to at some point just sit myself down and just play a bunch of Yakuza games. But I
It's
don't know, play
interesting.
whatever you want. They're all good.
I've had a conversation with friend of the show, Amy / Attack Power, and because she's also really deep into Yakuza, and we were saying like at this point, there's basically 3 valid entry points into Yakuza. There's 0, there's Kiwami 1, like both of those are totally valid if you want to start with either, and then there's 7, which is also a valid entry point. So,
or you can do what I did and play 0, 6, 1, half of 2.
That's the ideal.
And
the ideal
Hey,
order.
get-
what
Really.
a way to.
then fall off, and then I'll go back to it eventually. But yeah,
And then never
it's
do.
just no. Oh, I mean, that's what I did with 0. That's what I did with 6. That's what I did with 1.
Yeah.
Like I play like half the game. I fall off, and I come back 6 months, a year later, and then I finish it.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm at with both 0 and 7, like a dragon, where I'm like halfway through, and I'm like, oh, I should finish that sometime, but then I haven't.
All of that being said, you didn't play the first Judgment, right, Andre?
No, I didn't. Oh.
I
I did not play the first Judgment, and I just jumped in at 2. And it sounds like Lost Judgment is like an improvement on all the things that were in Judgment, because there are like a lot of systems that are not in the Yakuza games. There's like stealth, for instance, one of the early things, and like parkour. They added like some parkour-ish stuff in like later Yakuza games, but like here you're like scaling walls in like certain areas and like trying to break into buildings and stuff to be like sneaky and detective-y and get past guards, or having to like make your way through a hideout and be like, okay, I don't want anyone to see me and raise the alarm, so I gotta like go over here and I gotta throw a coin and I gotta sneak up and I gotta choke this guy out, or I've got to look around this area and find clues, kind of like a Danganronpa or Ace Attorney type thing, where you're looking around and picking up the clues. I don't think there's going to be any like, maybe there will be like assemble all the evidence and make your case, but maybe there have been some instances where it's like, here's your evidence, pick the right bit of evidence to like advance the conversation. Cool. Which is fun and like neat, and it's
kind of, it also kind of sounds like LA Noire to an extent.
Yeah, sure. Maybe I've never played LA Noire. I think we've talked about this on the podcast as well, but so you're like, there'll be like moments where it'll like remind you like, oh, this person probably cares about this, or like this relates back to this other bit of story that you've seen so far. The setup for this one is so I don't know how long it takes. It takes place in like December 2021, so in the future, near future. And so Yagami is doing his detective thing. He's got Kaito, who is a former ex-Yakuza, or he is former Yakuza, not former ex.
Former ex, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. No, he's former Tojo clan, which is the main clan that Kiryu was part of in the Yakuza, but that is disbanded. You can learn all about that in Like a Dragon. And they are doing their detective thing. They're kind of down on their luck. Like, they don't have a ton of business, but they're smart. And they're really good at fighting, because that's what these games are all about. And the setup for this one is you get asked by 2 characters from the previous game who set up their own detective agency to kind of like, oh, we were inspired by you. We set up our own detective agency. And we just got our first case. We want you to like come and show us the ropes and like how to do this stuff and help us out. And it's a bullying case. specifically this private high school has a problem with bullying, and they calling in like private investigators to like figure out how to find the bullying and see what they can do about it. And then you find out that the bullying is related to a case that one of your lawyer friends was defending. Or no, she wasn't defending the bullying case. He was defending a man accused of groping a woman on a train. And then he comes out and says there was a body found in Yokohama, which is the main area of Like a Dragon, which is a big part of Lost Judgment. So he says that a body was found like 3 days ago in Yokohama, and that body belongs to this person, and they bullied my son and caused him to commit suicide. And so a big part of this game, so it would seem, I'm only like 3 hours in, so this isn't like major spoilers, is going to be about bullying in Japanese culture and suicide and like the pressure that people experience, which is neat and interesting, because I feel like that's not a thing that like AAA games really tackle, like massive popular games really go for, that I've seen. So I'm interested to see how they tackle that so far. It is a little weird that you've got these like, I don't know, middle-aged detectives going into a high school and beating the shit out of some students who are like, you know, like you get into conflict. They're the instigators. You're not just like, oh, I'm gonna kick your ass, but
punch some kids.
Yeah, you do like have multiple showdowns with this group of kids and put them in their place. And it's what, like, your buddy Kaito is always like, let's go kick their asses. Like, how dare they bully this girl? And it's like, dude, calm down. We're here to like find the instances of bullying and like report it to the school and like, you know, help out with that.
Yeah,
we're not here to, you know, kick their asses. But you end up having to kick their ass anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, the story seems interesting so far, and like that it's diving into an area. I don't know what Judgment itself ended up being about, but Lost Judgment diving into like a scenario that the Yakuza games could never even like begin to approach, because those were all like, they're never going to send Kiryu into a school, really. Like they did like stuff with orphans, but there was no like school bullying stuff. That was like younger kids. Kiryu didn't mess with teenagers.
Generally. But
allegedly.
RGG is just an interesting studio in that sense. Like it seems like they take influence from lots of places, like melodramas. Like this seems much more influenced by melodramas than Yakuza, and even though Yakuza goes buck wild in that way some ways. Like you're describing this, and it's like I've kind of recently been watching Stranger, the Korean K-drama. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of similarities in these, and they're both kind of melodramas.
Yeah.
And another fun thing about RGG is what was the game a few weeks ago that people were freaking out over reused assets? Like Uncharted or whatever.
God of War.
God of War.
Because
like,
they
they
had
reused
the
these
same getting in the boat
animations.
animation, and it's who the fuck cares? But
what are they going to do?
But like
then you look at we gotta throw out this whole animation because
it's stupid. Mm-hmm. It was a very stupid conversation. But then you look at RGG, they're using whole cities, but they're making it great because they're making each version of it its own thing. Like they're the masters of that.
And they the masters with new interesting stuff every time.
Exactly.
Yeah, of making it feel extremely real and very
populated.
You know, adding so many interesting side areas and side things to do and everything.
And because it's a real place, like it actually feels like a character. Like, you know, like so many games say like, oh, the game, the city itself is a character in our story or whatever.
They absolutely make that work in that series. Absolutely.
And it's like the most, I've talked about this before with like a Dragon, but these games do such a good job of making it feel like an actual city where people live and exist, because there are people all the time walking down the streets and just like standing and talking, and you'll hear weird conversations, and they like, you know, they react to you like bouncing off of them, or like, hey, get back here, you know, or you get into like a random side story. And so it feels like it's an actual place with people living in it, and not just like there are 6 NPCs in this town scattered about, and you run from one place to another place to talk to anybody in the city.
It feels like you are inhabiting a really real place, as opposed to it being just like a playground for you. Even though it is definitely a playground where you're like, okay, I guess I'm going to go spend way too much time playing darts, or
now
do I
Club Sega,
or looking at stuff going like, do I need to learn how to play Mahjong for this game? No. Or do I need to learn how to play shogi?
Impossible.
Like, I don't want to learn how to play shogi, but at the same time,
I could learn how to play shogi. I do not understand Mahjong at all.
Mahjong, I do not understand.
It's not that bad once you do like a handful of rounds with some guidance.
Incomprehensible. The tutorial in Yakuza is like 20 pages of text, and it's just like, here's how you play, here's how you score, here are the different scores, here are the different cars. Oh my god.
There's like a billion different ways to win.
Yeah, and they try to like, here are some strategies, I don't know, try it, and then they just no more help. It's like, oh god. I'm always like, I think I'm doing this right, and then no, not at all. But in Lost Judgment, they've added the ability to skateboard.
Oh fuck yeah.
You know, it's not Tony Hawk.
That riffs.
It's you're like, one of your detective friends who you're helping out is like, oh man, what do I do with the second skateboard? I entered a lottery to get these, like a limited edition skateboard. I entered on 2 sites and I got both. And my friend will let me sell it because he's mad about resellers, because he tried to buy like an anime figure, and then it got scalped, and he had to pay like 3 times the price. And now he's mad at resellers, so I can't resell this. So it's like, here, you can use it. I'm like, I feel this conversation. It's very 2021. It's too real. And yeah, so you can skateboard around town. I haven't found like, it's like faster than running, I guess, but I haven't found like you can't do it on the sidewalks, because in Japan you cannot skate on the sidewalks. You can only do it on the street, but even then you're not really supposed to skate on the street. It's their rules are weird about skateboards and scooters and that kind of stuff, I feel like. But yeah, so that's fun. There's a lot of like ridiculous mini games. I haven't gotten to any of them yet, but I just saw them in like trailers and stuff, and I'm looking forward to experiencing even more of those.
Yeah.
It seems like a good game. It's $60 on, you get the PS4 and the PS5 version. There's going to be DLC down the line with like more story stuff. You can buy like the Ultimate Edition, and I think that ends up being like $10 cheaper than buying like the deal, like the expansion pass later on. But you know, your mileage will vary on that. I don't know how it'll be. I don't know if they've done like story DLC for previous games, or if they did for Judgment before, but
I don't remember. I don't think so, but
yeah, if it, you know, it'll go on sale eventually, so you know, then I'll get it. But if I'm feeling it that much, one of the things I really appreciate is the actor for Yagami is a Japanese pop star.
Oh yeah.
He
was in the group SMAP. They broke up a while. I remember when they announced that they were breaking up, it was like, okay, we interrupt this message we interrupt this TV show, like level of like SMAP is breaking up. But they are like very, very iconic Japanese group.
Yeah, like my girlfriend really likes SMAP, and like they're still around. They still like he's like an actor, and he really likes games. We talked about him a bit. You missed the episode, Allison, where we were talking about how Sega can't put Lost Judgment on PC because like his talent agency is like, no, we don't want people messing with this model on PC.
Oh, fuck that.
Basically. Yeah.
That's
and they're
dumb.
like, well, like we need to put it on PC to like make our money back. Like it's a big market for us. So yeah, for now it's not on PC, I believe, but like that's like kind of an issue going forward. Like they might not be any more games in the series because of that, or like, you know, he won't be in them or something.
And that sucks.
Yeah, but it's very so he looks like a pop star. Like he's wearing like white t-shirt, leather jacket, like faded jeans kind of. He's got a wallet chain, which is just very good. And then the way he fights almost seems like it's how I imagine a pop star would fight, in like not like a derogatory way, just in like it's very theatric and like danceable, kind of like very rhythmic in a way, and like fancy moves. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this makes sense for like who this character is played by. But yeah, it's a good time. I'm enjoying it. I'm glad I picked it up. It like just came out. I think it came out like a few days ago if you like bought the fancy version, but just yesterday if you bought the regular version. So I'd say check it out. Sung-won is Pro ZD is a character in it.
Oh boy,
not a big part as far as I know, but he is in it.
Have you encountered him yet?
Not yet. I saw him tweeting about it.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It's like whenever
you have
hear
to play in English to hear it, and I'm playing in Japanese because.
Oh,
you know.
Okay, touche. Yeah, because I would probably also play it in Japanese. Those games always feel right in Japanese, but I imagine it's going to be the same problem whenever I encounter Sung-won in other media, where all you can hear is Sung-won. You're just like,
oh my god.
Yeah,
that's yes. When I was playing Boyfriend Dungeon and he showed up, I was just like, that is Sung-won.
Yeah.
Like I could not. It was hard to take it seriously because I was just like, it's.
Need a Sung-won content warning.
Yeah. Like the thing that's funny is that he is a genuinely very, very skilled voice actor. But I've just heard so many of his voices that I'm like, yeah, you're doing a good job, man. But I still hear you as Sung-won.
Well, we will all hear him next year when he's a character in God of War Ragnarok.
Fuck yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Is that announced? Okay.
Yeah.
That's who should have been Mario.
Sung-won?
Yeah. His deep voice.
Because I mean he did there's that one Super Mario Odyssey video where he's like looking for the moons. He does a good Mario.
I want just his voice as Mario.
His deep voice.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Luigi, let's go.
I tap my milk card and I tap my dairy cows.
Oh gosh.
Give me back Princess Peach, Bowser. Oh man, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
don't you worry.
Alex.
So long, gay Bowser. Yes.
We're gonna do an echo of last week and talk about Opus, the penguin of Star Song.
Yep, my favorite's Penguin. Yeah. So we talked about that. No, probably like Andre's eyes just blew out of his head.
Yeah, I did not hear what you said. Like your mic did something funky. So I was like, what do you say?
That's the best because I just randomly said a bunch of noise, and I guess it works.
That's okay.
So the microphone cuts out bullshit. So yeah, last time we talked about Opus Echo of Star Song, I was about halfway through, I think almost exactly halfway through, and had positive things to say overall. Now I have finished it, and I have written a review. It's not currently posted, but guess what, motherfuckers? Right now I'm hitting the publish button, so bam! So if you're watching live, you can go, I'll put a link in the chat to where you can go read this dang review. I'll put it in our chat as well, so you guys can read this dang review. Even though I sent it to y'all for editing, wabam. So yes, I have written a review for Opus Echo of Starsong, and surprise, it got 5 stars from me. It's really excellent. It's
nice,
super fantastic, and it really sticks the landing in a way that games just don't anymore. It seems like they were much in the Ryukushi side of things, where they wrote the ending first and then moved everything towards it in really smart ways. So it has a really great ending, and also after the credits, it has this really amazing feature which I've not seen, I don't think, in any game, where it's basically a behind the scenes feature, where it's like the director of the game basically like with a series of small podcasts that you can listen to about like, yeah, so like you might have noticed this stuff that happened during the game. This is what it meant. Or like here's some of the stuff we drew influence from. Like here's some of the Chinese mythos that we took influence from and then kind of converted it to sci-fi. And he's just talking about it very directly, and it's really cool. Like I've never really heard just the director of a game sit down and talk to you about like, you know, this is what went into making it, and these are some of the struggles we hit on the way. Like sometimes the team wouldn't want to do the thing that I said that we should do, and you know, we talked it out. Like it's just really candid and cool, and I've not seen one of those before. So but yeah, the game itself, super excellent. I don't know if I really hope someone else finishes it, so that way I would love to have a spoilery kind of discussion at some point, because some of the stuff that happens in the latter half is really, really fascinating and really cool, and super unique. The ending is, it's great. That's all I'll say. It's a thing. I won't even give tone. The review talks a little bit about it, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's super excellent. Y'all should play it.
You can head over to fix.space and find that review, as well as Sam's review of the phone, the Lenovo Legion phone.
Yeah,
And what did he review last week? My brain is.
I'm going on the website.
Life is Strange. Life is
Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
True Colors. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got some reviews. Been a while since we've had some reviews up on the site, but go check those out. But that's all your thoughts on Opus for the podcast, Alex?
I mean, we could talk about it for an hour if we wanted, but no, I think a lot of it will show up in that review, and
okay.
If we get some other people who finish it, I'm sure we could have a pretty thorough conversation about it.
Yeah, so I'll have to check that out. It, you know, out a surprising release that, you know, didn't really hit my radar or anything, so I'll have to check it out. I'm behind on some podcasts, so I think I would have heard more about it if I had not been behind on my podcasts. But I'm sorry, everyone whose podcast I listen to that I have not listened to yet. Just have not had it into me to listen to gaming podcasts in like a while, but I'll get to it eventually, I swear.
Too close to how the sausage is made.
Yep. I can see where all the edits are. I can feel how they're talking into the microphone. Everything. I know how it all works. So now it's just not interesting.
You're the Neo of podcast listening.
I've realized I'm not actually there with them, and that we're not actually friends, and that there's no one. I'm not getting anything out of this relationship. So why should I even participate? You know, like. No,
this can turn really existential really fast.
Yeah. No, that was the goal, baby. You got an existential stew going. Parasocial relationships, gotta love them. Just like the parasocial relationships that people have directed with people like Miyamoto. I don't know. Do you think people have parasocial relationships with Miyamoto in
Absolutely.
the news?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like he's like everybody's like favorite grandpa, but no one's actually related to him.
He's everybody's uncle at Nintendo who works at Nintendo.
Exactly.
So yeah, Nintendo had a direct this week. after apparently it was just that time where everyone goes like, when's the Nintendo Direct? When's the Nintendo Direct? And then Nintendo goes, it's tomorrow, chill. So that was weird. It's like I only saw people going, God, people need to stop complaining and like begging for a Nintendo Direct. And then all I saw was people complaining about Nintendo Directs. And then
meta.
Exactly. Then came the Nintendo Direct. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
Except for like one part, which was just like mind breaking.
Yeah. Like, I think I stand by what I said in our group chat. It's like, it was definitely far from the worst they've done, but nothing was totally, there wasn't really anything super mind blowing in it. It was solid.
No, I don't know if I agree with that statement, but
well, there was definitely something that blew the internet up.
Yeah. There were a few things that were like neat. There's a new Kirby 3D game. Like, I think the first 3D Kirby game. I know there was one.
Like, there's 2.5D, like, because they the 64, right? That's the one where you can move kind of around, but it's not. But like the level design is very 2D.
Yeah.
I saw people saying they tried to make a.
I suppose.
Yeah, I guess it is.
They tried to make a 3D Kirby on GameCube, and it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's been Kirby rendered in 3D in games for his own games for sure. But I guess this would be the first
like a 3D
platformer. Yeah. Like quote unquote open world. Yeah.
Open island where you can Forgotten Lands. It's post-apocalyptic Kirby.
Oh yeah, the last of Kirby.
Yep. Kirby and some overgrown metropolis, and
I think it looks pretty good. I'm actually legitimately excited for that. So
I've never beaten or really like put time into a Kirby game. I've only played like the first level or two.
But I've always kind of wanted to get into Kirby, mostly because Kirby is very cute. Is the thing.
Kirby is very cute.
I've got not visible right now, but I've got multiple Kirbys. Too many Kirbys in my apartment.
Yeah,
many Kirbys.
I keep thinking like, I keep wanting to buy like Kirby's, but also I'm like, but I don't really play Kirby, so could I really buy Kirby? But
is there one Kirby, or is Kirby a concept? Like, is there a whole race of Kirby's?
There's a singular Kirby. There is a singular Kirby.
But what about like the different colored Kirbys that show up in Smash and stuff? Like, are those just clones, or are those just like alternate universe?
I don't know.
Kirbys?
He ate a blueberry. I don't know. What do you want from me? Why don't you ask him? I don't know. Contact the Waddle Dees that are behind Nintendo, the Kirby JP Twitter account, and they'll interview Kirby and be like, Mr. Kirby, what about the blue Kirby? And he'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Nice. Kirby.
What? Yeah, I don't know.
They're going to release a book that's just like, here's the chronology of Kirby.
The Kirby Historia.
Exactly.
Some other, like, I don't know, I would say less consequential things. Animal Crossing getting some new DLC. Smash Bros. Also getting DLC. That info coming next month, which I thought was very funny.
I thought it was very funny that it was like not just one, but multiple. We're using this announcement to announce more announcements. It's very good.
Yep. ActRaiser. ActRaiser Renaissance, a remake of a classic.
Yeah, but it looks like shit.
I have no opinions on ActRaiser or anything, so I don't really know what to make of it. But
ActRaiser is great. I love the original ActRaiser. This this remake, just the look of it looks terrible.
Well, let's see. Dying Light 2, I guess, is going to be available for streaming on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Triangle Strategy, the best name of a video game.
So have they committed to that then?
I don't know, but I kind of want.
They put a date on it, didn't they? Or they put like a time frame? It's like next year, right?
Yeah, they put next year. It's next spring.
Next. Like that's not like that's, 6-ish months.
Yeah, it is.
like 9-ish months at most.
6
like,
to 9 nice-ish months.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Looks like it probably will.
If they don't have a name, if they don't have.
I love.
They dropped
love
the
that.
project, right? They just called it.
Yeah, because that's what they did with Octopath Traveler, where they had it was called Project Octopath Traveler,
Yeah.
and then it went just to Octopath Traveler. That being said, I'm still like so excited for that game. I really liked the demo, and then they talked about how they did the same thing as they did with Octopath, where they took the feedback from the demo and they're fine-tuning the game with it. So
the Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 hitting Switch. Castlevania. Did anybody play Deltarune Chapter 2? I still not.
I need
Chapter
to do
1.
that. I liked Chapter 1, but I might need to replay Chapter 1 because I don't remember enough of it. But
like, it's one of those things where I'm like, do I just Kentucky Route Zero this and wait like the decade it's going to take for all of it to come out?
But if I do that, if I Kentucky Route Zero this, that means I just never play it because I kept saying
that's. I mean, I've also not finished Kentucky Route Zero.
Because I very specifically was like, I'll play it when it's done, and then I never played it when it was done. But
yeah, I liked what I've played of it. I haven't gone back to it. I haven't put the time in to go back, and I got stuck and I said, what, why is this not working? Apparently I did the thing I needed to do. I just didn't do it right. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'll play Deltarune eventually. I just don't know when eventually is going to be.
Well, I'm sure the next chapter will be another 3 or 4 years, so don't worry about it.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's what I'm worried about is like, do I play it now and then go, I don't remember what happened?
Which is not a criticism, to be clear. It's just that's
it's
been Toby Fox's
reality
cadence
of the situation.
Yeah.
The thing I will say is that I do think that Deltarune Chapter 1 was a fine, self-contained experience in itself. I haven't played Chapter 2 yet, but it didn't feel like when I finished playing Chapter 1, I was like, man, this is a good game. It didn't feel like urgent, like, oh, when is Chapter 2 going to come out? It was just like, man, I want to see more of these characters. This rules. But then, it felt good in a self-contained kind of way. So if Chapter 2 is kind of similar, then they should be fine. But also, I don't know.
Also announced Castlevania Advanced Collection out now. On Thursday or Wednesday. What? It's Thursday, right?
It was Thursday.
Okay. So yeah, if you're into like the mobile handheld Castlevania games, not mobile handheld Castlevania games, that's for you, I guess. This one's for the PS2 fans of the world. Chocobo GP.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. That did show up.
It's a kart racer starring chocobos.
It sure is.
And like black mages and just it looks great.
Yeah. Like you can cast fire and like Fyra and it's like Vivi's there, I guess. Okay. It's a Switch exclusive. I guess no Mario Kart 9 anytime soon because they don't want the smoke. Let's see.
Wonder if it'll be as good as Garfield Kart.
No, you gotta hope.
Yeah.
Not that anything can be, but they can aim for the lasagna. If you miss, at least you'll land among the bolognese. You okay, Alex?
Right.
Let's see. Monster Hunter Rise getting an expansion next year. Called it Massive. Seems like it'll be similar to Iceborne, or like new areas maybe, and new monsters, new quests, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to be out on PC as well in 2022 summer. So yeah, did that game come out? Did Rise come out this year? Was that like a March-ish game?
Yeah.
Okay, so just
what
like
is time, anyways?
Yeah. Splatoon 3.
Yeah. Who knows?
Also an illusion. Who knows when it's coming out?
I don't know.
Return of the Mammalians.
Splatoon 3 seems like it could be good. I don't know.
I'm excited for it.
They're doing like more campaign single player stuff on this one, right?
Well,
Yeah.
It's having like an actual campaign this time. Like
Right.
Yeah.
the last one was like there was like the DLC,
DLC.
that was yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And that
they
was
had,
good.
like, the
and it was really
kinda,
good.
like,
I really
training
liked
stuff.
that.
Yeah, but that's not a campaign.
Yeah. And also it was like barely a campaign. It was more of like, here are a bunch of single player levels and stuff. And it was really
they
good.
were like kind of puzzly levels. to go
Yeah,
through, but-
exactly. And they, and I thought it was a really good DLC, but also I'm excited for Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
it's good.
It's going to be about return of mammals to this squid world, which is
Mammalians.
an interesting idea. Mammalians, excuse me. I don't know. Like, I don't know if Splatoon is for me. Like,
It's a good game, but
I really like it, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if it is for everybody, but
No.
I personally really like it as a multiplayer game because they do feel like whenever I
you can
feel
use
like
tilt controls.
exactly no mostly because I feel like it does put other kind of win conditions in than just
Mm-hmm.
killing each other, so it adds like an interesting amount of strategy, and it adds the different modes are really fun, and I personally really like it, but I also don't play a lot of other multiplayer games, so it's kind of it kind of scratches my itch for multiplayer.
Sure.
And it's stylish AF.
Yeah,
It's just oozing style out of every pore it can possibly manage.
I know. Oh my god.
Do octopuses have pores? Do fish have pores? Well,
Anyway,
I was gonna see who's gonna
fish
break the silence
have
first.
Pores.
it's me.
Okay. Yeah. In bony fishes, the scales along the lateral line have central pores that allow water to contact the sensory cells. There we go. Fish
We're
have
learning
pores.
today.
Do
Octopuses have
octopuses
eyes in their skin, is what this says.
That
The octopus can see with its skin. It's a light-sensitive pigment found in eyes.
You're not
Huh.
hallucinating. That's just squid skin. What? That's okay.
So their pores are eyes.
Octopuses are scary.
Yeah, they are. They're great. They're also smart.
Terrifying. I don't like. Nothing should naturally have more than 4 legs or less than 2.
You wouldn't believe how big of a spider I found in my place just 3 days ago.
I have seen some big fucking spiders in Japan. It's fucking fucked up. Luckily, I don't live anywhere, or at least because I live like pretty like urban, so there's nothing too ridiculous here. Big fucking cockroach in my shower a couple weeks ago, though. Jesus Christ. My girlfriend had a whole shower and it was in there the whole time and she didn't notice because it where it was. I found it. That was biggest that I've ever seen in our apartment. It was, but yeah, haven't seen any
Also,
others, so I think we're safe.
I bet there would be some big fucking cockroaches and spiders in Metroid Dread.
Probably.
At least you get to shoot them.
True.
Allegedly. Metroid Dread. They showed some more. That game's out in like 2 weeks or something.
Oh,
Like
is it?
the 9th.
I didn't pay
right?
attention
Yeah,
to
it's
the
like
date.
out the 9th.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, we've known the date is the 9th.
Yeah.
So
I just haven't been paying attention, I guess. Yeah, October
Yeah.
8th. Cool.
okay, yep. So that's almost out. Looks good. I
Yeah.
want to play it. I've never beaten a Metroid game. I don't think.
Not even Metroid Primes?
No,
I don't think I have either.
I think I rented like a Metroid Prime once, and I didn't get very far because I was a kid and I was like, I don't know what's happening here. But
Sounds
it happens.
about right.
Yeah, that's what kids do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing. They've got some stuff on their website where you can read about the lore of the world, I guess, and like what's going on.
Yeah.
I think it looks neat. I like the vibe of it all. Metroid Dread. The sense of dread is very good. So I might actually pick that up. I think it looks really neat.
We also got Proof of Life finally from Bayonetta.
Oh, I have friends on Twitter who were posting screenshots of their pre-orders from 2017 being like, finally.
Yeah, like damn.
What was that Bayonetta daily news site or Twitter account?
Oh, I don't know, Bayonetta daily update or something. I don't know. Finally, after like 1,700 days or something.
Yeah. Something ridiculous.
Finally, an update on Bayonetta 3, and I have to say, I was not overly impressed by what I saw.
You were whelmed.
Like there was style to like Bayonetta because Bayonetta's got style, but like the game itself like looked kind of bad, and I think like part of that is like being stuck on the Switch. Maybe, but hard to say. But they've been spending so much time on this, and I was like, this is what we got. It could very well still be fun and good. Like, Bayonetta is not about like necessarily the graphical fidelity. It's more about the style of everything.
It's
but
more about how ridiculous they get.
Yeah, but I like the scene they showed was very like gray. It looked like a Xbox 360 game from like 2007 or 2008. It's like that color palette still. So that was disappointing, but I want to see more. I want to play the game because Bayonetta 2, I haven't played much Bayonetta 1, but
which is interesting because I haven't played much of 2, but I've played most of Bayonetta 1, and they play really great. So I'm interested in 3.
2 is a lot of fun, and it's on Switch, so you should
I have it on Switch. I haven't played it yet, but
hey, you got time because Bayonetta will be out next year at some point.
Yeah,
I believe they said next year. Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
Trailer right there. Also coming soon is the Nintendo 64 games.
That looks
Nintendo
good.
Switch Online as an additional
expansion or whatever they called it. Expansion
an
pack.
additional like basically a different
like
tier of Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah,
which includes Nintendo 64 and then also Genesis games.
Yes.
Have they said
Genesis? What Nintendo Genesis?
Genesis and Nintendosis, but
Paper Mario is coming to Switch.
Paper Mario was on Switch.
I know, but the OG Paper Mario is coming to Switch.
Yeah,
a good Paper Mario.
Hey, I like Origami King, but I think Nintendo 64 Paper Mario
OG
still holds up really well, and I'm very, very excited to be able to play it on my Switch.
Have they announced how much the expansion pack will cost per month? Like
no.
what it is in addition? Okay.
They're gonna like announce that next month, which it's like
they
said, like it'll be available in October, and
everything
like
October is coming up pretty quick.
Like, like you're telling us it's gonna be available in a month, and you can't tell us the price. Like,
yeah, and like is the expansion pack rather? Sorry, is that all it is? Is it only N64 and Genesis games?
I mean
it's like if you get that thing, you get all like the NES and SNES games, I assume.
In addition,
like you already get those, right? Like if you're already a member of.
So like, I assume this is just like adding Nintendo. Yeah, so basically you get whatever this higher tier is, and you would get all of those, and then the Nintendo 64 and the Genesis stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious, like if that's it, then it better not be very expensive. It better be like $1 difference a month, maybe. Like if it's not giving any other features, then it's like those are cool and it's good, but like I could emulate a lot of these.
Not again. We haven't said it, but Nintendo Switch Online is $20 a year, so it's not like astronomical. If they've like it's $30 a year to get N64, would that be too much?
Yeah, that's probably fine, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo Switch Online
They-
also not the best online service in the world.
No.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, I kind of,
but
I'm
I'm
I
certainly
like
not
it, but
using
I'm
to play
also
multiplayer
a
games.
Nintendo idiot, so I don't know. Like,
I mean, I have it too.
Defender, yeah. I mean, I wish they had more games, but I like that they keep putting out interesting stuff into the NES and SNES ones. And hopefully they'll put some cool stuff for the N64 ones in there. And
Well, so they're starting with most of what you would want. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there are certain things that maybe there'll be some Pokemon like Stadium or something because of their relationship with Game Freak, but probably not. Like, so
just play
at launch, Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64,
Mhm.
Star Fox 64,
Mm-hmm.
Yoshi's Story, Ocarina of
Mhm.
Time, Win Back Covert Operations. I don't know what that is. Mario Tennis, Dr. Mario 64, Sin and Punishment. I don't know what that is.
It's good.
And then they've said like other stuff will be coming in the future, like Majora's Mask and Paper Mario.
Yeah.
And then
And Banjo-Kazooie.
there's Banjo-Kazooie also coming. Microsoft and Nintendo worked out, stuff with Rare to make that happen. So that's
Which is
cool.
cool.
Nice to see companies playing nice with each other and not just having to abide by prior business arrangements.
Yeah, it's-
Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah, it's nice to see just how many games are on there, especially, it looked good. So
Yeah.
I'm personally excited, but also like, again,
This-
Now,
Not
what if
just-
they-
dashes all my hopes for like Zelda collection. Like, oh, here's Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, like natively on the Switch, like updated HD.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe.
I'm just not going to do that
I don't
because
know.
now it's just what do you want? Just subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So what you need to put behind that expansion pack to get Allison to definitely buy it is Tetris 999, where it's literally just Tetris 99, but it takes place on a boat and it's a time looping game. And
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I would. God damn it, I would play the shit out of that. It was like,
And
let's
then
just have
if you're eliminated,
Notary
you are
Games
murdered
plus-
violently.
Yep.
Your head explodes.
Yep.
Notary Games plus Tetris. Honestly, would probably be like my favorite game of all time.
Hell yeah.
I think the market is ripe for a Tetris like Ace Attorney or Nonary game, Danganronpa, that kind of like adventure-y visual novel. But Puyo Puyo Tetris could have done
Well-
it. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 could have gone down that route. Could have had you like collecting evidence, breaking evidence out of the
That's-
blocks.
That's kind of what most of the appeal of Murder by Numbers was. Kind
Yeah,
of.
that's what I was
That
just
was-
gonna
to
say.
an
That
extent.
was like pick
Sudoku.
cross,
Or pick
Just
right.
Picross plus murder mystery. And I was thinking-
Nonogram. That's the non-Nintendo version of it, I believe. But yeah,
We haven't talked about the most fucky thing yet, though.
I'm building to it. It's building
Right.
suspense.
Right.
Is there, so besides Paper Mario, is there anything like you would want to see on Nintendo 64 offerings from Nintendo?
Ooh.
Can it be third party?
It can be anything.
Blast
you know.
Core.
It's okay. Is that like I don't know what that is.
It's a rare game. It was
Okay.
it fucking ripped. If you've never played Blast Core, it's really, really, really good. You're basically like controlling these destructive robots that are going through like really big environments, and you're just blowing up buildings and blowing up just stuff. It's great.
Okay. I mean, for me, it's Majora's Mask, best Zelda game.
That's already coming though.
But it's coming. So yeah, like that's it's like I didn't play my N64 a lot as a kid because that was like my dad got it for me after like divorce. So that was like, okay, that's at dad's house, and then PlayStation to mom's house, and that was where I spent most of my time. So
About
like,
Rogue
but
Squadron.
like Hey You Pikachu. Give me Hey You Pikachu.
Oh God.
Yeah, but then that would require the Switch to work reasonably well with the microphone, which that ain't gonna
Well,
happen.
Alex, you say
Hi.
that,
Now
but
they've
that's
added
assuming
Bluetooth
that
support.
you're saying that like Hey You Pikachu worked well with any microphone, which it extremely
true.
did not.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah. Bring back Hey You Pikachu, and that's what I want.
I mean, listen, speaking of yelling at my TV about stuff, like bring back me yelling, Pikachu, carrot, no, carrot, fuck Pikachu, no. So yeah, I don't know. I think that a lot, the thing that's really great is that they did announce so many of the really great popular games that you'd want
That
on
people
there.
want. Yeah.
Pokemon Stadium would probably be it for me, mostly because those mini games though.
Oh yeah. The licky tongue sushi,
yes.
whatever.
Oh, that one's a good game. But like, with both Paper Mario, I have a lot of nostalgia for Yoshi's Story. So that I don't know if it necessarily holds up, but I have a lot of nostalgia for it. So I'm excited to, play that again. And even then, like the other one that I have so much nostalgia for is Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, and that's already on the Switch, I think. Yeah, so
is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, I think.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And like they were like, and here's a bunch of Star Wars games.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah,
is Shadows
of
the Empire on there?
No.
Because that game is simultaneously great and terrible, and I love it and I hate it.
Oh,
it's like the weirdest blend of being the best and also the worst.
This does remind me though that they also announced Original KOTOR is coming.
Yeah.
Like original, not the remake.
Yeah. Because that was PS5 exclusive and all that. But
God, I am legit considering it again because God, I love KOTOR. But
I should bring Rogue Squadron. Rogue Squadron's really good.
I own a copy of that, but I bought it after I had my Nintendo 64, so I've never played it. But I saw it at a used game store, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that.
It's totally play it. It's really good.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Also, as part of this news, Nintendo is selling for $50 each N64 controllers and Sega Genesis controllers that you can buy and connect to your Switch.
Everybody wants to play that Nintendo 64 controller again.
Nintendo are cowards. They did not make these controllers connectable to the Switch. They did not make an N64 controller that divided into like
that you
2/3 and a third, and you connect to your Switch, and you've got like the joystick on like the left side, and then they should have done it. They're cowards.
Give your Switch an extra handle, basically.
Yeah, but and make it just like twice as wide as it should be. And then the Genesis controller is the 3-button controller, but in Japan they're selling the 6-button controller.
Oh, that's what you want. But like, who wants to spend $50 on a friggin' Genesis controller? Like, I imagine you can get a really
especially
good
3-button Genesis controller.
Yeah, like can you use the 8-bit DOE controllers on a Switch?
Yeah.
If so, those are way cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're not officially licensed Sega Genesis controllers. Like it's using I assume using like the same molds and stuff, because like I
don't know. But
it's
dumb.
It's very funny, but not as
I'm just taking a look at the 8-bit DOE 6-button Genesis thing. It's $30.
Yeah,
so
that would be the way to do it. But
get that.
And you can only buy these controllers if you're a Nintendo online subscription member, which is funny.
You're ordering them through Nintendo.
Yeah. Like,
anyways,
it's silly, but really what Nintendo did was inflict massive psychic damage across the internet when they
Psychic
revealed the
damage?
cast. Oh, 100%.
Not psychological,
is-
just pure like they just went straight up.
No,
It was
no,
like,
this was just
No, this is for you pure.
they
Yeah.
rolled like a nat 20 on their rolled with advantage on their check, and they came Miyamoto came out to announce the cast of the Mario Brothers movie made by Illumination,
Yeah.
which is
Illumination,
their DreamWorks, right? Part of DreamWorks? No?
I don't.
No.
I don't. Think
Isn't it?
so. I think it's Universal.
Okay, maybe.
They did like.
It's owned by Universal.
I
Okay,
think they're
okay.
aren't they the Minions people?
They
Yes,
sure
yes,
are.
They are
Okay.
the Minions people.
Okay.
Now they're going to be the Mario people, and starring in this Mario movie is Chris
Go from
Pratt.
I was gonna say go the opposite direction.
No,
Well,
I don't have the
Start
full list
with
here.
the one
I
that
guess I've
causes
got it
the
right.
most emotional damage.
This
Well,
was
that's
just
'cause
like
that's the first thing
everyone
that it's the first thing they
lost
showed
their
on screen.
Fucking mind.
They were just like,
I was working while this stream was going on, but I had it on my phone and on mute. So I was like, took a look down at my phone and I just see this black and white photo of Chris Pratt with Mario next to his name. And it's a miracle it didn't affect my work because I just saw that and it was just like,
you
I-
didn't
Felt like a-
rip off
it
your
felt like a
headset
fever
and yell,
dream.
fuck.
I laughed out loud. I was like, what the fuck?
I just looked down and I see that Chris Pratt Mario and I was like, oh God.
And they said he is going to talk a lot in the movie, which is what everyone wants from Mario. They
but
want
you know
a
who
super
else-
talkative Mario.
You know who else they said is in the movie?
they
Charles
said a lot of
Martinet.
people.
Oh, I am so mad. He deserves the world.
He
Uh-huh.
does.
And-
He's like the nicest person ever.
He's so sweet and he's really good at his job. And hearing him speak normally, he did that that Netflix video game documentary.
Oh,
he
yeah,
did
yeah.
the
The
he did the
insert coin?
narration for that. Something like that. I don't know. It was
I think it was
Yeah.
Insert Coin. Anyways,
but with his like normal narration voice, he was really good, and I was like,
High
yeah,
score.
high score, okay. But like,
That's what
I
it's
don't
called.
know, man. It's very. I feel strongly that it should have been him doing Mario in the movie.
he's so iconic that
Yeah.
even when Mario games get localized to various places, they always use his voice for Mario everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
Oh, everywhere.
he is Mario.
He doesn't say anything of consequence. He says, what does he say? It's a me, a Mario. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, Mario get you next time. Oh no.
Yeah.
Like
but
I could fucking do the Mario voice for this movie. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah, but
But, like,
it's
Pratt.
Charles.
but
I know, yeah, I know.
I
You're
also
not gonna get Chris Pratt to do Charles Martinet. You're gonna get Chris Pratt to do Chris Pratt. And like,
Yeah, and also I saw like my suggestion for what they should have done is that it should have been just Mario, very much like the Paper Mario series where everybody else talks normally, but you just have Mario going woohoo, and then they're like, yeah, what he said.
Totally.
Yeah,
That would have been way
like,
funnier.
Mario is basically Chewbacca, but Chewbacca is the protagonist of the story.
exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, with all of that being said, with Chris Pratt is just one of the worst choices you
It
can
is.
make. Like,
Like James Corden
particularly-
would have been worse. Like that's it.
who?
Yeah,
Sorry?
James Corden.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly
Definitely.
people are upset about Chris Pratt and numerous reasons, one of which is his I guess I want to say like allegiance, but that's not, I don't know, that's not the right word,
I
but
mean,
participation
It's not far off.
and association with like a homophobic church that I believe believes in conversion therapy, and like whose like heads have spoken out very vehemently against like
Yeah.
LGBT folks and like rights. And Chris Pratt is like, oh, I don't, I believe everyone should be able to, do what they want. But still participating and associating with these people, you're enabling them and putting your
Also,
clout
there's
behind them. And there's other things.
There's plenty other churches you can go to. Like, you know, it's not like it's not like it's like, well, I want to go to church. It's like there's fucking other options. You know what I mean? Where it's like you don't have, like, if you want to go to church, you don't have to go to a homophobic church, because like my church growing up when I was a kid was very openly pro LGBT. Like my priest was openly gay, and like that was in the mid 2000s. Like in the year 2021, you don't have any excuse to, if you're going to church and you go to a homophobic church.
Like, it's also hard to judge people for friggin' just, you know, like following someone. Who cares? But like he also follows like Ben Shapiro and
he's
Dan Crenshaw kind of people, like conspiracy theory-y kind of antagonistic figures in a similar space. So like so beyond the fact that Chris Pratt
he's never been like shy about he's never been shy about hiding his like views and
his
like,
conservatism and you know,
which like
it all adds up to a picture where you're like
where it's like
anybody else.
And it's like I think I can speak at least for myself. I don't know about y'all, but like I don't judge people for their religious views that much. It's when they're supporting like religious organizations that are actively harming people.
Like I said,
that's what the problem is.
Like I went to I went to a church growing up that was very like, you know, if you go to a church, there are plenty of them that are, you know, quite left leaning, that are quite, you know, that they focus a lot on the aspects of charity and giving back and good works and being inclusive and open. And but there are so many churches that are just absolutely horrifying. And that's what Hillsong is, which is the church that he goes to.
But the thing is, Andre, the rest of the cast, they announced it was like, what the fuck?
Stacked.
It was great.
But like there are certain people, like I feel like half the cast, I'm like, this rules, and half the cast, I'm like, what?
I mean,
okay. Well, let's go through it. Let's
do.
Okay. Well, okay. With Anya Taylor-Joy, which I'm sure is the next thing you were going to say, Andre.
I mean,
I can't picture her voice at all. Like as a voice actor, like I think she's a great actress, but I can't remember her voice for the life of me.
The only thing I can remember seeing her in is in Mad Max: Fury Road, and
she's only there for a little bit.
But and like I don't. She's got like she doesn't. Well, I mean, she's there for like most of the movie, but she doesn't speak a lot because like the women or the like. Do they have like a particular name for them? Like the women who were like escaping. She's
not in
like,
Mad Max Fury Road.
She is. No, never mind. No, she's in Furiosa. Sorry, I was looking at the list. She's in Furiosa. She's in the next movie, which comes out in like 2 years. Sorry. She looks like she could be one of those women.
She does, because I was like,
she looks very similar to one of them.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in Mad Max Wasteland? What is this?
Okay, so there's like more Mad Max. There's Furiosa and there's another Mad Max movie.
That's what it is. Okay.
She's in The Witch, which was really great. She was really
Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I loved The Witch. And she's fantastic. I still haven't seen the 2020 Emma movie, which is weird, but
I have not seen like anything she's been in.
She's a fantastic actress. Like her performance in The Witch is just like phenomenal, and it's her first like film performance, which is ridiculous. But anyways, like she's great, but it's also like they're hiring this like prestige actor, like Chris Pratt, like, you know, for all his faults, he's very much like a, you know, big name. Anya Taylor-Joy is like prestige, you know, it's very
well, I wonder how much she's actually in it, because, you know, in these games it's usually quickly sidelined, and like, you know, we'll speak a little bit, but yeah, nobody
About
in these
baking
games
a
speaks
cake.
all that much, but like Peach especially is always like, you know, she's kidnapped, and then the thing is they're going to be trying to save her, probably. Hopefully they do better than that with the story. Like Illumination, I think it does like pretty good work generally, like the movies I've seen by them. So hopefully they're writing a better story than that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Next up, inspired casting. Charlie Day as Luigi.
That-
Flawless.
When that
Zero-
came up, I was like, yep.
Zero
perfect.
arguments. It's great. Like 10 out of 10. See, that's the thing about this list is that it's bizarre, but there are a few of them where you're just like, this is inspired casting, and Charlie Day
Yep.
is Luigi is inspired.
Following that is just, it's so good. Also, big fan personally of the casting for Bowser, Jack Black.
Flawless.
Yep.
Flawless option.
Granted, I think Jack Black might have made a better Mario.
Oh yes,
yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
Jack Black should play every character in this movie.
Oh, I would be happy if Jack Black played every character in every movie, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
every
thought
movie
I saw,
is now just like the clumps, but it's
But
yeah.
Jack Black.
Wow.
I
God.
would watch that.
Same.
I would be a fan.
Yeah,
And
I saw
it's not
someone
animated. It's all Jack Black
Oh,
in
yeah.
costume.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
perfect.
Live action,
But-
new live
but
action Mario
no.
movie.
It is animated except for Jack Black in every character. So he's in an animated world.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sure, like Space Jam.
But-
yeah.
Yeah, like Space Jam, sure. But I saw someone suggesting, and it's obviously never going to happen, but Jack Black as Mario and Vin Diesel as Bowser, which I think would be fucking awesome.
that
Like,
would be good.
Vin Diesel has that like gravelly, you know, sounds like he swallowed a car muffler.
He sounds like he swallowed a bunch of diesel. I mean, that's how he got his name, right?
Yeah, he gargles with it every morning. Jack Black Bowsette, like, is we gonna get that?
Oh yeah.
I hope so.
Or Kyle Gass, Bowsette.
Oh God. Well, then Kyle Gass has to be like Bowser Jr. And next up, I saw the best joke about this. Keegan Michael Key will play
Yeah.
Toad.
Fucking weird.
That one was such a
Like,
strange
sure,
choice.
why not? Like, you know,
Wait, no,
I
I
think
love
he could do it.
He's
It's a good-
fantastic, but also
Yeah.
him as
Yeah.
Toad
He's a
is
good-
like,
Mhm.
It's the
But
weirdest
I
role he
saw-
could have been in.
I saw someone tweet out Knuckles and Toad can say the N word.
oh, damn.
That's really funny. I hadn't seen that.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, I
Knuckles
guess.
and Toad.
Yeah. Coming in the Nintendo Switch Online collection, Knuckles and Toad.
in the hood.
Yeah. And
Dear God.
just
Boys in the Hood is an
yeah,
excellent
like-
movie. You should watch it.
Keegan Michael Key can do like a really good like high like kind of falsetto type voice, so I feel like he'll be
He'll
perfectly
be
fine as
good.
Toad. It is like
It is just funny.
who what oh yeah sure okay and
Why not Nintendo?
is Jordan Peele directing like and last you know there are they announced some other people, but the last in the stream was Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
People don't like that, but I think it's pretty great.
I think it's
No, that
hilarious.
is-
I think it's
That's perfect. It's
I,
perfect.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Amazing casting.
I saw so many edits of like Donkey Kong slamming his chest doing the Donkey Kong thing and just the Seth Rogen laugh there.
Yeah.
it was perfect.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I love it. 10 out of 10.
There were
Okay.
some other people, but
All this
yes.
being said, I think it's hilarious, and it's just such a strange Nintendo like thing to get like this really weird hodgepodge full of actors to do these voices.
This is animated movies now.
Yeah,
like,
but like
that's-
that's the problem. Like what I was gonna say is
Yeah.
just get good
Oh.
voice actors. Like
Yes,
celebrity
yes,
voice actors
100%.
is so stupid. Like
Yeah.
if they would have had someone like Christina Valenzuela as Peach, I would have been like, yeah, this is gonna be a well acted movie.
And
or something
But
like that.
I
you
think that-
know who that is, and the vast majority of the movie-going public in America do not know who, like, voice actors, voice actresses are. And so the reason they do this is because they just want, we want the name recognition on Chris
and
Pratt,
also the
or-
actors can go in and do like a couple days work, and they knock out the movie. It doesn't sound as good as a voice actor or as a real voice actor, but then they have this big name, and I don't know. I think like I'm not, I don't have any issues with any of the voices except for Chris Pratt, to be honest. So it's like,
no, I don't think I have any issues with any of them. I think it's just like, it would be much better if voice actors got their due.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the voice actors carry a lot of industries. Like
Chris Pratt is going to make more money doing this one movie than Charles Martinet will have made doing Mario for like the last 20 years or whatever.
30 years.
Yeah.
Which makes me really mad because of how, especially with his work doing like Luigi and Wario in their respective series.
Yeah.
Like he's really established a lot of the character of Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi. Like he's established a lot of the personality for behind those. And so he should be, Charles Martinet deserves a ton of respect, and he deserves more from Nintendo. And it does bug me that, that they didn't at least.
They should definitely have done like, I wonder what the reaction is. Are we going to get like a Sonic the Hedgehog type reaction when we first hear the Mario voice from Chris Pratt, and everyone's gonna go, what the fuck, what is this garbage? Because like people lost their shit when they saw Sonic for that
I've
movie
seen a lot of
time, so
folks do okay, we got Sonic fixed, let's get Mario fixed.
Yeah
and much less work. It's not trivial, but much less work to replace a voice than it is to you probably have to re-rig the mouth and reanimate that, but you're not having to like recreate an entire thing at least. But yeah, they're also last voice thing, Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong.
I do love that.
Is that the first time? Like, okay, I thought Cranky Kong only really showed up in DK64.
He's in like Donkey Kong games, like more recent Donkey Kong games, like Tropical Freeze and stuff.
Right, but like, has he been in? Well, I guess have Mario and Donkey Kong crossed paths in like core games in a while?
They mentioned
Cranky Kong
in the
is
thing,
like
they've not crossed, like Donkey Kong and Mario haven't like crossed paths in a game in a while. But
for some reason, I was conflating Cranky Kong with Lanky Kong. And I was like, okay, I was thinking more like Lanky Kong. Okay, this makes more sense. Cranky Kong being old Donkey Kong.
Old Donkey Kong. Yeah, from the
who should be Funky Kong?
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Fuck. I would have said Norm Macdonald, but rest in peace. Because that would just be really dumb casting. Bootsy Collins.
Again, they should use like proper voice actors. Like animated movies should use proper voice actors. It is clear why they do not, because they can try and get more people in. But it's very interesting living in Japan, where most of the animated movies are like existing properties. Not all, but many of them are existing properties, or they're like anime style movies. So they end up just using the actors from the shows, and there's like a existing like a very massive industry of like anime voice actors and actresses.
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely
just what's in the movie. And not that there's not a big industry in America either. Like there are a lot of people who are more than qualified and will put up fantastic performances as any of these characters in a Mario movie, if they're voice actors and actresses. Except we'd probably end up with like fucking Troy Baker as Mario.
Yeah, just get Tom Kenny as Mario.
Don't do
this
this.
just broke
Don't do
Andre.
Don't do this. Do not get
What
the voice of SpongeBob to be Mario. He can do many voices, but do not get the voice of SpongeBob to be Mario. He could do Luigi. I think Tom Kenny would be more Luigi.
You could get most of the cast of SpongeBob in the Mario movie.
Hell
actually.
yeah. Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Donkey Kong. Yeah, so that Nintendo just they really dominated the news cycle, but not for the reason they wanted to. When people were like, what the fuck, Chris Pratt, god damn it.
Yep.
But people talk about the movie, and so that's all they care about. Let's see. Next up on our news, Apple has informed Epic that Fortnite will be banned from the Apple ecosystem until the exhaustion of all court appeals in their ongoing legal battles. So that may be as long as 5 years.
It's interesting because there's technically no more ongoing legal battles. Now it's all the appeals of Epic being like, we lost and fuck this.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still stuff to go. It's not yet over this whole process because things could change and there's appeals on top of the appeals and yada yada yada. Yep. So no Fortnite on iOS, or I guess probably on Mac OS either, because this says Apple ecosystem. So
yeah, I guess unless you can like do it via streaming somewhere and get around it, but no native client essentially. Yeah.
So hope you didn't want to play iOS on a phone.
What?
Or play iOS on a phone, play Fortnite on a phone or on an Apple phone. That new 120 hertz iPhone 13. Nope.
Or an iPad. I feel like iPad would be pretty great for a Fortnite kind of game, but I guess they're not going to play it.
Controller, yeah. I don't want to play like having to like hold the tablet and do touch controls, but so does this have anything to do with what's the status on Epic, or not, Unreal Engine? Is that still
I think it's still up in the air. I know like Epic's developer accounts for Unreal are still suspended as far as I'm aware, but games that use the Unreal Engine are not yet affected by this. As far as I saw. I haven't looked too deep into it in a while though.
Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna shake out. Like, you would hope that they won't be too like petty and be like, you can develop Unreal still and like make sure it works for a system, but but there's
a lot of major Unreal Engine games on iOS. Like major ones. So
next up, speaking of legal activity,
oh boy,
the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, is now investigating Activision and has subpoenaed Bobby Kotick.
Yep.
So not only is the state of California looking into Blizzard and their activities, so is the federal government.
Yep. Like that's pretty bad.
If you have been following, or have not been following rather, the kind of developments around this stuff, Blizzard has been accused of like destroying evidence and like shredding documents and stuff like, other stuff. Like, there have been some active participants, active voices, like speaking out about what's happening and like trying to communicate like, hey, we're trying to improve things here and we want to change things on Twitter and social media and stuff. And very critical of management at Blizzard and Blizzard Activision. And let's see, the chief legal officer has resigned. I did not see this. This is news to me. When did this happen? Was this week?
That was a couple days ago. Yeah, that was on like Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. But
always good to see.
Yeah. Where she was just basically like, I'm out.
Honestly, like mood though.
And the executive producer on Overwatch resigned. I guess the game director changed as Jeff Kaplan
Correct.
Left, so
yeah, this is different than the game director.
Okay. I was about to say, did this person just step in? Okay. I'm looking at this legal thing, or the legal advisor or counsel. Move on to my next adventure. Friday was my last day. The past 3 years, past 3 years have been full of unexpected twists and turns.
I didn't see that quote. That's really great.
Yeah, this is what she posted on her LinkedIn. Taking a short break before next move.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad she's taking a break, so she doesn't get lit on fire.
Yeah. So stuff at Blizzard still there.
I'm
not
really
catching
curious. A break. I'm really curious.
Yeah.
What is going to happen with Blizzard in the next?
I want to see how public, like if this ends up like going public, like what other stuff like gets out there.
Oh, it's already mainstream, like New York Times.
Well,
major.
I mean like discovery stuff, like court battle, like if like stuff goes to court, if there's discovery and like documents and stuff gets out there, like for people to see, or if they just like try to settle before any of that stuff gets out there. We already 100% try to, but
we got some interesting dirty laundry with Apple.
Yeah.
Where they had to define what a video game was.
Yeah, and then like the report, and then the basically the verdict was like neither side could define what a video game was, but it sounds like neither of them were really exploring the full scope of what a video game could be.
Yeah,
it's like the person who wrote the like verdict was like neither of these people have any idea what a video game is, which is pretty great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah, so if like if Blizzard, Activision do get dragged to court by these company or by the SEC or by the state of California, what sort of stuff goes public from like documents and stuff? Because there's already a lot of stuff like from the reporting by Bloomberg and elsewhere. I can't remember who else reported on it. Like, lots of reporting done on it.
Yeah, like from mainstream media outlets.
Yes, yeah. Just what is like the official stuff that Blizzard is trying to hide or doesn't want out there. And
and I mean, like, they've been doing a lot of stuff in the meantime, which feels like it should kind of perjure themselves a little bit. Stuff like what they've been changing in Warcraft and just tacitly making a lot of little changes here and there. That's just like clearly they're doing some bad shit and they're just like, oh, we're just gonna clean out all of our dirty laundry now. Oh, don't worry, nothing bad here.
Yeah, and there was one of these voices that I mentioned earlier who was active on Twitter saying that in like a company Slack channel they were being like harassed by other people, like, oh, you're just trying, you're a troll, you're trying to stir up shit. And basically one of them, their superior was like, you need to fucking stop like harassing this woman. And then they kept like going and like called her shrill and all the stuff. And like 6 minutes later they were fired.
That was like Jessica Gonzalez, I think.
Yeah. She was the target of the
on the receiving end. Yeah.
Yes, and the person, one of these people, was let go from the company.
Yeah, it sounds like things have been nuts over there.
Definitely people who are trying to fight and make it better, and respect to them. Personally, I am abstaining from any Blizzard product, but again, like I mentioned this earlier, like months ago or whatever, when this stuff was coming out. I'm not particularly interested in anything Blizzard or Activision is putting out. So it's easy for me to say I'm abstaining and I'm sticking out. I'm not playing those games. But if you want to play stuff, there are people there who worked hard and deserve support.
Yeah.
So, don't feel too bad and like feel like you can't support these people. Just be critical about it and
maybe if you're on the fence, maybe consider that too. Like, I don't know. Think about it.
There's a lot of people on the ground who
wait till Bobby Kotick is spanked in court and decides he's just going to leave, and then wait for some more changes to go through. These games aren't going anywhere necessarily. There'll be another Call of Duty eventually, next year. So if you don't play it this year, oh well. I think we're gonna try to do our best to refrain from covering their stuff actively, but we'll see how that goes, kind of case by case basis and whatnot. But as always, support to the people on the ground doing the work, putting in the effort to improve things and make it a better place that people can work, because people are passionate about the games they make there, and they're a big employer. And I think no matter what, Activision is not going to suddenly disappear. They're going to be around for basically forever. Maybe they'll get bought by some massive conglomerate someday, but
like Tencent.
For now, yeah, sure. I feel like Tencent would just heavily invest, maybe do a hostile takeover someday, but like
Vivendi.
Yeah, or Majesco, was Vivendi took over Majesco. I don't even know. Yeah.
It's like corporate Katamari.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like Disney will get them someday or something, or Microsoft will get them, or Amazon. And Amazon will be like, hey, make another game. And they'll be like, okay. And then they'll be like, this game's bad. What are you doing?
And they'll shut them down.
Who knows? Yeah. Man, whoa. What if that happened? Make a new MMO. Oh, we can't. Oh, well.
Then
okay. It's going to take you how long?
Yeah. That would just turn into a 38 Studios situation.
Yeah, definitely. I think the devs we never covered this. The devs, I think, on Kingdoms of Amalur actually got some money that they were owed recently. I think. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
From I think
10 years ago.
Yeah. I wonder if that is a thing that happened.
Yeah, because Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning was not a bad game. It was fine, but it couldn't save that studio.
So this happened a month ago. GamesIndustry.biz. Former employees of the now defunct 38 Studios are reportedly receiving their final wages almost a decade after the company was shut down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Payments were decided by a Delaware court in June and now finding their way to staff. And people had relocated dwellings and stuff.
Yep.
And so things were sent to old addresses.
Oh wow.
And they're also only getting 14% of what they were owed. For people who worked in Rhode Island get 14%. People who worked at Maryland get 20%.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than 0%, but still, that's dumb.
Yeah. But, that's final, and then final paycheck, maybe. I don't know how, that whole situation. Depends on how long. Depends on how long, probably. He's doing something and it sucks, if I recall. He's not. What is he doing? What happened?
He joined Breitbart in 2016.
Yeah, Breitbart. Did I do that tweet or that image from Breitbart where it's saying and the thing is, mostly unvaccinated people are the people dying from the virus now. And so maybe we made the wrong move not getting vaccinated, or we got tricked. And motherfucker, what have we been telling you this whole time?
Self-aware wolves.
You either think you're very stupid, or that the rest of us are much smarter and conniving than we're trying to be.
Yep.
But yeah. Anyways,
Activision Blizzard is a nightmare.
Yes.
Keeps on delivering.
Yep. We'll be following the story as it happens. Next news story. This is a weird one, but not totally unexpected. And Edge, the web browser made by Microsoft, is now usable on the Series X or Xbox Series X. On the Series S too, or is it just on the Xbox ecosystem?
I think it's Series S and X.
Okay, not on the one. Okay, interesting. Because like you can do like there's like tied into the App Store and stuff on these consoles and whatnot. But so yeah, you can get Microsoft Edge on the Xbox Series X and S, and that's a fully functioning browser. So you can do stuff like use Discord or other web apps like that, Slack, or stream Stadia games, or like any.
You can't
Play
stream
Cookie Clicker
GeForce
in a browser.
Yeah, you can't stream GeForce Now though. There was some reason I can't remember what it was. But
or like probably like Amazon Luna. I wonder if you can do that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You could do the thing where you stream out of your own Steam account into a browser. There's a way to do that. And I forget what it's called. So you can basically play PC games like from Steam on your Xbox in a really weird roundabout way.
Weird. I bet there's a way to do that already, because I think you can stream your like Windows Store games to Xbox.
Maybe
Xbox,
but now you can make jokes
stream
about
PC stuff to Xbox. But yeah.
Yeah, but then you can make jokes about how you're edging.
I'm on the edge.
I thought you were gonna go for "Living on the Edge" by Aerosmith, but that's better. So.
Rest in peace to Punch Up the Jam.
Yes. But it's interesting. Like I wonder how long it takes people to use Edge to like
jailbreak.
Basically like get into the system and like reverse engineer it and like install Linux on it and then break a bunch of security shit. Like I don't know if that's gonna be possible, but who knows?
Yeah.
Because look, theoretically, if you're using a straight up browser like that, there might be a way to set up what's called a reverse proxy, which is basically like giving you the ability to then connect to that specific instance of the browser from another device. So basically you'd be able to use your PC to get into it. And I wonder if you would get access to the file system and stuff. Like that would be really interesting to see if people can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see like how long it's if it stays up like this. And like RetroArch, is that still like available? Like there was like emulation stuff all over the Xbox and stuff, and it seemed like it was sticking around but you had to like do some weird workarounds. But
you had to sign up for a developer account basically,
which is trivial right? So
yeah, it's like $5.
It's like a small fee, and flip a switch basically.
Yeah, and then it turns the Series S into an amazing emulation device.
It was really goofy but fun. Less goofy and fun. If we should have saved this for our problematic workplace block. Quantic Dream, creator of classic games like Heavy Rain, Fahrenheit,
Beyond Two Souls, 420.
Is it just Fahrenheit? Is it just Fahrenheit? I don't.
Yeah, it's just
Indigo Prophecy, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human. The androids are the good guys. I think that was the subtitle on that one.
Exactly.
Is apparently making a Star Wars game, which
no, thank you.
These are not the devs you're looking for.
Well, I feel like this is very much like a monkey paw situation where I'm like, oh, I want more devs to be able to do Star Wars.
I don't want this Star Wars license to be exclusive to EA, and
like
the monkey paw curls, and it's just middle finger.
And it's Quantic Dream.
Yeah. David Cage's Star Wars. Oh, great.
Yeah. Like this. There was a story going around this week, like in addition to this news, where it was like detailing. This information came from the same person who leaked this. This is not confirmed story. There's been like an announcement or anything. I think it's Tom Henderson, who is pretty reputable in the leaking or information spot, and also brought up that Sony wanted to like wrap up their 3-game deal real quick once they saw what they were doing with Detroit Become Human, because they had another playable character in the game that did not make it into the final cut, there was apparently like a sex worker android with like blonde hair and big boobs. And
well, and that
there's,
they didn't use the term sex worker in this.
No,
like
no.
No, they did
that
not.
Quantic Dream is not going to be that level
No,
of
no.
respectful.
They're not particularly nuanced there.
No, and it's like it's one of those things where
I would not say Quantic Dream is nuanced in any sense of the
right
word.
where I feel
No.
like a game where you like a story where it deals with like a sex worker robot like in an interesting way could be interesting, but like you see that and you're like, oh, that's not going to be Quantic Dream. That's going to
No.
deal with that
No.
with any level of nuance.
But
or-
Sony saw what they're doing is like, oh, we want to
no.
terminate our relationship. Like, we're gonna get this game out, and then
and then bye. It's like
our deal is done. Just ridiculous. Yeah. So on top of like the stuff with Elliot Page doing Beyond Two Souls and like the nude.
oh,
Yep,
that's
I was
so
gonna
fucking
say-
terrible. That was
I was gonna ask
That
which
was
model in
vile.
Star Wars are they gonna model fully nude?
Chewbacca,
Chewbacca.
oh, well.
Dexter Jetster.
Give you the full Wookiee.
Oh, the full Dexter Jetster, not just
No,
the,
Watto.
not just the ass crack, but oh god.
Give me full nude Watto.
There was a good Watto meme. It was like the old lady, like, "Oh, sure, Grandma" meme. It was like Watto put the walker, and it's like, "I used to own Darth Vader." sure, Grandpa.
That's great.
Yeah, good stuff. Good memes. So yeah, there's a Star Wars game maybe to not look forward to. I bet we'll see this at like the Game Awards or something and be like, oh,
I bet it's the kind of thing that visually is going to look great, but everything about it is going to suck big butt.
it's like supposed to be like
Yeah.
a open world game, like not like their
Really?
not like their previous games. Yeah, it's not
You
supposed to be
know-
like it's not supposed to be what Detroit or what Quantic Dream like has been known for in like the
Has
past
actually
decade
done in
or
the
decade
past.
plus. Yeah.
God, that's like, why? Why
Like,
get
not all
Quantic
of
Dream
this
to
is
make an open world
unconfirmed,
game?
but apparently
if
that's
that's
what they were
true.
trying. They were trying to make an open world game for like before Detroit, but then it just wasn't working with their engine and stuff. So presumably they have like moved on to a new engine and are like doing different stuff. But yeah, it's not what they're known for. So
Yeah, that's weird.
and like fuck David Cage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They won their loss. They won one of their lawsuits against like the French French newspapers that
Oh,
reported on
right.
like the toxic working conditions, and then
Yeah.
they lost another one, which is weird because those newspapers work together. And so, like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's weird, but
there's so many studios that I would much prefer. Excuse me. Seeing making a weird Star Wars game in their own thing,
yeah,
like their own style.
well-
give me a Double Fine Star Wars game.
hell yeah.
Okay, that would be cool. I
Give me-
would be enjoyed. I would
give
enjoy
me-
that.
A White Owls Star Wars game.
Give me the Ryuga Gotoku Star Wars game.
Oh fuck! Oh my god! Please,
Just fucking
That's-
so good.
that would be so good.
like that would elevate Star Wars to the point where I would be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, Star Wars is good because like like the story stuff. I'm like, yeah, Star Wars is fine, it's fine, but you elevate that story with a RGG story. There you go. And last news story for the week. Crystal Dynamics is partnering with The Initiative, Microsoft's new like super storytelling studio down in Santa Monica, on their Perfect Dark game.
Yeah. It's interesting.
So Crystal Dynamics has, they're on Marvel's The Avengers. They've done the Tomb Raider games in the
Raiders.
past. The head of The Initiative is former head of Crystal Dynamics, I believe. Or there's like
Oh,
there's a connection there. So like it's not like a super weird partnership, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like the last Tomb Raider game and then Marvel's The Avengers game, like don't have Crystal Dynamics super high on my like, oh yeah, let's see what the studio's doing status. So we'll see. You know, they could still do perfectly fine work here on Perfect Dark. You know, their support studio. I don't know necessarily. Maybe just because like pandemic stuff has made it hard to like to work on stuff. Who knows?
Well, there's definitely been like, even if it's not publicized, there's definitely been a lot of studios helping studios. Like, I mean, that's the whole reason. Oh God, Dave Lang studio, Iron Galaxy. Like that was their whole gig for a long time.
Yeah.
Was being purely a support studio.
Yeah, but it's just interesting to see this. Like normally you see it within like an organization or a publisher or whatever. Sure. Like Activision, you had like Raven and what's the other one? You know.
Like Sledgehammer started
now they're all Blizzard
as a support. Yeah. But yeah, like EA Studios helping EA Studios, etc.
Yeah, but this is a Square studio coming over to help Microsoft, which hey, that's fine. Like, you know, the partnerships are fine, cool. Just interesting.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it's a cool one.
A potentially cool one.
The story I was looking at made it sound like they're maybe actively working on Tomb Raider.
Really?
Like this was like let's see. Okay, what's the quote? We're thrilled to add Perfect Dark to our development efforts alongside Marvel's Avengers and Tomb Raider.
That does make it sound like active development.
Yeah. So because like they've made other games.
Yeah.
Right. Besides like Tomb Raider and Marvel's Avengers. So yeah, that just makes me think like, is there another Tomb Raider in development? And like, of course there is. Like at least you know they're thinking about it.
It'd be great if they added Legacy of Kain there.
Yeah, but is that Crystal Dynamics? Is it Crystal Dynamics? Now I can't remember. I'm like, hell yeah, Legacy of Kain, the story.
Sure but I thought it was Crystal Dynamics, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe I'm out of my mind. Crystal Dynamics and Eidos was published by Eidos. So yeah,
there you go.
Crystal
See,
Dynamics,
there's the Square Enix. You just get them together again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Legacy of Kain too.
Please do it. Just put it out. So yeah, basically they've been doing Tomb Raider for most of their games are Tomb Raider games. Oh my god.
Yeah, they'd had a lot of them.
Yeah,
including like Lara Croft Go and stuff like that, right? And like the other...
that was not them. That was Square Enix. This is Montreal. That was like a small a small Wetworks team, basically just like making cool stuff. They made like a mobile game. Lara Croft. No, that wasn't a mobile game. That was just like a weird 2-player game, like 2-player dual joystick like shooter kind of.
Oh, was that Temple
Guardian
of
Osiris? Light? No, Guardian of Light.
Guardian of Light. That was a fun game.
I didn't play it. I played like a demo or something. So let's see. The last time they made a game that was not Tomb Raider or Avengers was 2005. Project Snowblind, which I don't even know. I guess that came out.
Yeah. I haven't thought about Project Snowblind in a long time.
So yeah, basically since then they've only been doing Tomb Raider, which,
Bring back Gex. I think that was also Crystal Dynamics, wasn't it?
Yeah. Enter the Gecko. I guess they didn't do the second Gex, or maybe they did. Was Enter the Gecko the second one? No, okay. Enter the Gecko is the second one.
Yeah.
Deep cover Gecko to Gex 3. Bring back Gex. Yeah, definitely.
Who should voice Gex?
Daniel Craig.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, I mean, it was basically like an Austin Powers style anti-Bond, right?
Hell, just get. I know. I was gonna say just get
Mike Myers.
What's his? Yeah, get Mike Myers to do it, but no, you gotta get. It would be a good voice.
Steve Martin.
Get Jack Black to do it. Like, there you go. Steve Martin as Secret Agent Gecko. That would be.
That would be pretty great.
Just hold out a banjo.
But no, Jack Black. Jack
Yeah.
Black, all Jack Black era thing. I need to get back to Psychonauts 2. I'm still in the Jack Black world, which no complaints, but
You saw that, you're like,
I've-
you can't get any better from here.
I've got a lot more game to play, and you know, let's see. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Yeah.
We could talk about
I guess we
spiders some
can-
more if you wanted.
No,
Okay.
definitely don't need to do that. That is gonna do it for episode 191. We're almost to 200, baby. 191 of the Gaming Fix podcast on September 25th, 2021. I've been your host, Andre Cole, aka the Wet Gamer, aka your partner's favorite day of the week. You can find me on Twitter at Coolslaw, COOLSL4W, or on Twitch, where I'm going to be unboxing this secret box at twitch.tv/COLESL4W. That'll be fun. I was going to play the Halo Infinite Test Flight. Maybe I'll still do that tomorrow, or maybe I'll go back to Resident Evil Village and we'll keep pushing on there. I'm almost out of the castle at the beginning. I was having an issue on Village of Shadows where I didn't realize how to get like the better weapons, and then I was stuck on a mini boss, and I got the better weapons. It was all okay then. We'll see how it goes on Lady Dimitrescu. But in the meantime, Allison, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at WRITERSERENYTY.
Great. And Alex, where can people find you?
Probably looking at like cute cat gifs, just
Okay.
all over the place.
I mean, same.
Yeah.
All right. And you can go to fix.space to find Alex's review of Opus, Echo of Star Song, or Sam's review of the Lenovo Legion something or other phone, and also Life is Strange True Colors, if you're into that. And you can follow us on all, or not all social media, because our handles are not the same across platforms, because
Do we get a
We're silly.
TikTok?
should we or did we?
Should we? Because I don't think we have.
Well, I don't think we have.
Should we
we've got
register that name?
We've got prime TikTok content here. We probably should.
We probably should.
I don't even have
Uh,
TikTok, so
TikTok on the clock. But you can find us on Twitter at Fix Podcasts, or we stream live when we record this podcast on twitch.tv/gamingfix. Right? Is that what it is? I had it up.
yeah,
I've got it up here. Yeah.
we also stream on YouTube and also the Twitter.
All right. So you can email us at gaming@fix.space with your Mario movie casting ideas or other video game casting ideas, video game movie casting ideas.
Gex.
Like, yeah, who should play Frogger? I don't know.
Ooh. Ooh.
We'll find out when our listeners email in to ask or to tell us their thoughts. Gaming@fix.space. Thank you to Jeff Davis for our theme music at Stranger Peace on Twitter and Twitch and all that good stuff. TikTok too, if you want to keep up with their philosophical musings.
Mhm.
And I think that's going to do it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Thanks for sticking around, everyone, and stay wet, gamers.
Bye.
So you see edging